Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today in this video tutorial, we will learn how to connect to MySQL database and insert and retrieve images from MySQL database. So let's start. First we will create a new project. So I'll click on this create new project, click this window form map, click next. We will go here and give our project name. So I'll name this MySQL insert images. And now I'll click create to create the project. Now our project is created. So first we will add the dependency for MySQL. So for that I will come to this solution or to this project. Right click on this and go to manage new get packages. Now here it is on the install tab. We will go to this browse tab and here we will search for MySQL.data. Hit enter. Now this first one, MySQL.data, is our dependency. So I'll install this, apply, I accept, and now it has started installing this dependency for us, or this reference for us. Our reference is added. Now if I go to the install tab, you can see MySQL.data here installed successfully. So I'll close this. Now we will design our form. So for that, I'll come to this toolbox and here we will search for picture box. I'll drag it, I'll expand it a bit. Now I'll copy this and paste it again. Now our picture box is created. So now we need three buttons. So I'll come here and search for button, and now I'll take this button here, change the text on this button. I'll come here to its properties and search for the text property. So it is right here. I'll change it from here. I'll name this browse. I'll copy this button and paste it 2 times because we need 3 buttons. So I'll take this down here and this one here. Now I'll change the text on this and it will become retrieve or get image, and I'll change this one to save image. Our form is designed. So we will write some code here. So first we will double click on this browse button to create a click event. We will write code for browsing the files. So I'll use open file dialog. One file dialog equals to new open file dialog semicolon. Now we will apply a filter to open file dialog which will access only images. So open file dialog dot filter, and I will paste a string here, which means it will open image files of type JPG, JPEG, PNG, and BMP. If file open file dialog dot show dialog equals dialog result dot okay. So do what? Get the file name or the picture name. So here we will use picture box 1 dot image equals new bitmap and then open file dialog dot file name, and now I'll put semicolon at the end. Now I'll control S this, and now if I run this, so it is running. So if I click on this browse button, and now if I go to downloads and click this first image and click open, so now you can see it has opened that image into this picture box. Now we will save this image. So for that I will again go to form1.design, and now I'll click on this save image button. Double click on it and it will create a click event. Before creating code for this button, let me show you the database. So now if I go here to this MySQL workbench, and as you can see here I have created a database images. If I expand this, so I have this table inside this, and if I show you the table, so we have these 3 records inside this. We will enter the 4th record and then we will get that record. So I'll close this, and now we will write some code here. But first we will create our connection to the database globally. Here I'll use MySQL connection con semicolon, and now we will initialize it inside this form1 method, which is our constructor. Con equals new MySQL connection. This MySQL connection take a connection string. So first we will create that connection string. So here I will come and string con string equals, and it takes our server. I'm using a local server, so I'll use server equals local host semicolon, then it takes the database name. So database equals images semicolon, then it takes the user name. So user equals, we are using root user, so root semicolon, and then it take the password, and I'll put semicolon at the end. Now our connection string is created, so we will pass in connection string here. So con string, I'll open the connection, con dot open. So our connection is opened right here. We have created our connection here and we have opened it right here. So now we will go down to the button, click event, and here we will create our code. So let me make the font of this Visual Studio a bit bigger. First we will create string query equals insert into images underscore table, which is our table name, image value, image data, semicolon. So now our query is created. So we will create MySQL command, MySQL cmd equals new MySQL command, and it takes query as well as the connection. I'll put semicolon at the end, enter. Now here we will create memory stream, ms equals new memory stream, semicolon, and now we will get the picture from the picture box and save it in this memory stream. So picture box, save, and it takes memory stream and the format of the image, picture box 1 dot image dot raw format. And now I'll put semicolon at the end. Our picture is saved in this memory stream. I'll change this to array. So here I will create a byte array, byte data equals ms dot to array, and I'll put semicolon. Remove this one. Why? Now we will use here cmd dot parameters dot add with value, and here I will pass in this parameter add image data, and for the value I'll pass in data, and now I'll put semicolon. Now we will execute the query. So now here I will use cmd dot execute non-query, and now I'll put semicolon at the end. I'll use message box dot show, and here I'll pass in image saved successfully, and now I'll put in semicolon at the end. Now control S it, we will run this code. So I'll click start. So now we will browse in an image. So I'll click on this download to image and click open, and now I'll click on this save, and it is showing us an error. So we have an error in our SQL query. So I'll stop this and we will check the query. So here we made two mistakes. We have to enclose this image, and here we will use values. Control S it again and we will run it again. Now browse, download, open, save. So the column name is incorrect. Again it is throwing an error because the column name is incorrect. So I'll stop this, and now we will check the column name. Let me open workbench again, images table, select up 1000 rows, and column name is image data. So I'll again go here and I'll make this image data. Now we'll control S it again, and now if I run this, browse, open, and save image. Now image saved successfully. Now if I go again here, and now we have 3 records. If I refresh it, select up 1000 rows again, and now you can see we have 4 records. So now we will retrieve this image. So for that I'll minimize this, I'll close this, I'll go to design, and now I'll double click on this retrieve image to create its click event. So now here we will retrieve the image. So we have created our connection globally. So we will just retrieve the image here. So first here we will create our query. So string query equals select image data from images, which is our database name, dot image underscore table, which is our table name, where id is equal to 4 because we have inserted the port number record. So I'll put semicolon here, and now we will create a byte array so that we can get the data into byte array. And now here we will create our MySQL command, cmd equals new MySQL command, and here we will pass in the query as well as the connection, put semicolon at the end. Now we will execute our query. So here I will use cmd dot execute scalar, and now I'll put semicolon. Now as we have set the data in an array form, so I will assign it data, which is a byte array, and we will pass this to byte. array. So now we will get the data into this data variable or data array. Now here we will again use memory streams to get the data from the data byte array. So memory ms equals new memory stream, and here we will pass in data, and now I'll put semicolon at the end. We will change this memory stream into a bitmap and assign it to picture box2. Picture box2 dot image equals new bitmap, and I'll pass in ms here. I'll put semicolon, and this will do our job. I'll run this again, and now if I click on this get image data, so now we have again an error in image table. Images dot image table does not exist, so it is not image table, images table. So I'll again use this, control S it, and now stop it and rerun again. And now if I get image, so it has get the image and use it in picture box 1. So I'll make this picture box 2 and stop this and rerun this, and I'll get image. Now you can see we can get image in picture box 2. I'll stop it again, or I'll browse it another image, and I'll save this. Successfully saved. I'll stop this, and now I'll make this 5. And now if I rerun this again, and now if I get this image, so we will get this image which is on ID 5. If I show you, now I have to select up 1000 rows and it is on 5. So in this way you can insert and retrieve images from MySQL database in Visual Studio 2022. So I think that's all for today. I hope you like the video. If you like the video, please like, subscribe and comment. Thank you.